welcome to Math Molecules. This is a tutorial for teachers on how to create your own OneNote class notebook. How can you add your students to it and share your work with them? We will also see how teachers can review students' work as you review the notebooks in regular classrooms. Finally, we will cover how these class notebooks can be used with Microsoft Teams for grading and assignments. How students can turn in their assignments down OneNote. Let's get started. I'll be using the web version to create a new notebook. Later, I'll also show how the app looks like. First, type in OneNote class notebook on the Google Chrome. Hit on enter. This is the website you should be clicking on, onenote.com class notebook. You will have to sign in using your Microsoft 365 account. Click on sign in. And please enter your Microsoft ID as well as password. I will do that and click on next. Once you sign in, you will reach this page. There are 4 options here to create a class notebook. The second option is to add students or remove existing ones. The third option lets you add teachers to your class notebook. You can collaborate with your fellow teachers here. And the final one is manage notebooks. So here we would be going ahead and creating a class notebook. So click on create a class notebook. You can give a name to your class notebook. Here I am going to name it as trial. And then click on next. This page gives you an overview of the section groups available on your class notebook. We will see each of them in detail a little later, but this is just an overview. There is a collaboration space which lets the students and teachers work together. You can collaborate together. Now, if I put a document onto the collaboration space, both my students and I can go ahead and edit it. And then comes content library. In this section, the teacher, if she puts a document there, the students can only view it. The teacher can edit it. Then we have the teacher only section. In this section, the students cannot view whatever document the teacher adds into the section. It is a private space for the teacher. The students cannot view this page. So in case if you would like to keep some important documents or any question paper for the exam, upcoming exam, you can put it up there. Students will not be able to view this section. Then we have student notebooks. Once we add the students, each of them have their own personal space where they would be able to create their own sections and pages which the teacher can view and edit it, as well as the student has the ability to edit it unless the teacher locks it. Let's explore this further once we add a student. After this, you'll have to click on next. So if you would like to add a teacher here so that you can share your notebook with her, in that case, you can add the email address. Right now, I do not have it, so I'll click on next. Now, here is the place where you would have to enter the students' email IDs, the Microsoft 365 IDs or the school IDs they have for the Microsoft account. So once you click that, and you have to click next. So here I'm using a test ID. So this is the one which I had created. And it tells you these are the sections available. So by default, we have the handouts, class notes, homework, quizzes section available. If you do not want them, you can cross it out. Or if you want, you can add more sections also, sections of your choice. If you would like to add it, you can do so. So, and then click on next. So now it gives us, it says that we are ready to create a class notebook because we've added a student. In case if you have more students, you could have added it there itself. You can add multiple students on the same page, on the previous page. Let me go back. So in case if you would like to add more student, if I would like to add more, I can go ahead and do this process and then click on next. So add all the students here and then click on next. So then we click on next and then finally we click on create. It might take a few minutes. So once the notebook is created, we are all set to go. Yeah. So it says the notebook is created. Now to view your OneNote class notebook, you can either open it in the app or you can open it here, open in OneNote online. This will open up the web version for us. So I clicked on that to check out the web version, and what I get here is I get my notebook. It shows here, this is your notebook and it is all set. The notebook named trial, we are ready to work on it. So this is just a welcome page and here is your collaboration space which we already saw. So anything I put up here, if I create any document here, the students as well as the teacher can edit it. So, and now every notebook has a section and a page. You can create sections and under sections you can create pages. Section is something like, what do you say, like a chapter. If I create a section under like a chapter, and I can create multiple pages inside the section. If you are familiar with OneNote, you will understand this better. So let's just try out creating a section under collaboration space. Now here is the collaboration space and I'm going to click on add section. So when I click on add section, I can create here, say trial 1. Now this is a page, this is a section I've created and I can have multiple pages in this section. For example, here I'm going to write it as page 1 and maybe I can add pages here by clicking on add page, page 2. But remember, in these pages or this section can be edited by you as well as the student. Now that I have created a class notebook, added my student, I am going to go ahead and integrate this into the Microsoft Teams. Here I am not going to use the class notebook which is already available in the Teams, but I am going to integrate my personal class notebook into the Microsoft Teams. How can I do this? Is by sharing the link. Now click on share. You can share your notebook with anybody by typing the email IDs, but here I would copy the link. Click on the option copy link, copy it, and then what you have to do is open the Teams app. I am going to add it here as a new tab. So click on this plus which says add a tab. Just click on it and choose the option of website, not the OneNote. We are using the option of website because we've already copied the link of our class notebook. So click on website. You can give a name. So this was our OneNote trial notebook. This is what I'm giving here. And just paste the link which you just copied. Hit on Ctrl V, that would work. Now, if you would like your students to get notified that there is a new tab on your channel, then in that case, you can check this. But otherwise, you can uncheck that option. So, and then click on Save. So as we see here, our OneNote trial notebook which we just created, the trial notebook which we created is reflected onto the Teams. Whatever you have it there is here as well on Teams. If you see it, you have your trial notebook. The trial notebook has the collaboration space, content library and your test user. The student is also here. So if you see collaboration space, as we saw, we had created a trial section. It's just the replica of what you have it on your OneNote class notebook. The same is duplicated here in Teams. So while you can work here on Teams, or you can access the same as the web version, or you can also use the OneNote app to use this. Now let's see how this looks like for the test user, the student we created, how this particular OneNote looks like at his or her end on the Microsoft Teams. So we are here at the student's account of the Microsoft Teams. Now we see here new, so there has been a new tab. This is the OneNote trial notebook which we have created. So I'll click on this. Now this is the student's view of the notebook we created. This is the trial notebook we created, and this is how it appears for the student. So the student has the collaboration space, content library, and his own space. So now I would show you how it was for the teacher. We will see both the views simultaneously. Now here I am at the same page 1. This is the page view of the teacher, while this is of the student. So if the teacher types in something here, it is reflected for the student as well. And here if the student is typing something, it comes for the teacher also. So both of them are collaborating. Both of them can work together. Now I will create something on the content library where it will be editable for the teacher but not for the student. So we will create a section in the content library. Click on add section, give a name to it. For example, if I'm going to give worksheet here, okay. Now I will also show you how I can go ahead and add a file. There are various options. I can insert table, picture, link, an audio, symbols, mathematical equations, emojis, stickers, and even Microsoft Forms. But here what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a file. So when I click on insert file, I have various options: insert file attachment and insert file printout. But make sure you would get that insert option only if you're inside the page. Say for example, if I'm here, I will have these disabled. So please make sure you're inside a particular page so that it is enabled. Now I'm going to click file. Now if I do this, the first option, insert file attachment, what it would do is I will just pick a file from my desktop and insert it. So it inserts it as attachment. Now I don't want it that way. I want it to be pasted like an image there so that I can go about and annotate it later. In that case, what I have to do is go to insert file, insert file printout. So here I'm going to choose the option insert file printout. The same way I would pick the file from the desktop like I did it earlier and click on insert. Now you see that the entire file gets pasted on that page, that like a picture, like an image. Now here what I can do is I can go ahead and annotate, use the draw option. I can either underline or highlight. This was a highlighter, so that's why it is highlighting. If you want, you can erase it. Okay, this should be the draw tool where I can go about and underline, draw, explain, annotate, do anything on it. And as you saw, we can go ahead and highlight it also. And we will just see how the same thing appears for the student. So I am just opening the student window. This is the student window. So remember, we were under the content library. So let's go to the students content library section. You see that, and we had created a section called worksheet, which is reflected here also. And then worksheet 1, the same thing. First thing, we attached a PDF and that attachment is also seen. Let me just maximize this and see if the page has got pasted here. Yes, we see that the same page and all the annotations what I made is reflected here. If you would like to see the complete notebook alone, just click on this and that you just see that particular page. See, whatever I have done in the teacher's window, the underlining, the marking, everything is reflected here for the student. But the only difference here is it says this section is read only for the student. Student cannot edit because we were under the content library wherein only the teacher has editing rights. The student will be able to only view it. Now let's go on to the teachers only section. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some important document and see if the student can view it. So add a section. I'm just writing it as important and we will see if it is visible for the student. So I've created an important document section in the teachers window. Now I'm going to open the students window. So the students window is here. The student doesn't have the teacher only section. Now we will see how can you assign pages to the students together across notebooks or within a particular notebook. All that we will see using the app. Now this time I am just showing you the OneNote app. Right now we were working on the OneNote web version. So now this is the OneNote app which I'm using, OneNote for Windows 10. This is what I would select and the same thing appears here. So this is how it will look like. Here all my class notebooks are listed. All the notebooks I had created are listed here. So I wanted to show how the distribution of worksheet appears. So that is why I am opening this existing notebook where I have all my students. Like I said, if there are many students, all of them would be listed out over here. So we have again collaboration space, content library, teacher only, and all the students. Earlier what we saw, the notebook which I created earlier had only one student. Here there are a lot of students who are added. And now this is one of the worksheet which is here, which I am going to assign it to all the students across the notebooks. Whatever notebooks I have, across all those notebooks I am going to distribute this particular worksheet. So for that I'll have to first click on class notebook. It says distribute page. I can either distribute the section completely, or what I can do is I can distribute a page, or I can copy this page to the content library. All that it can be done. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the page. Now it gives me option of individual distribution. Individually I can select a child and distribute it to that particular student, or select a group of students and distribute it to them. Or I can do cross notebook distribution, wherein I am going to distribute the same page to all the class notebooks. This is very helpful if you're going to say of the same grade, if you're going to different sections of the same grade and you're taking the same topics across. In that case it is easier. Or distribute this page, only distribute page would allot the pages to that particular class notebook only. So I will just show you the cross notebook distribution. So I'm going to click on cross notebook distribution and it is going to open up all the notebooks I have, and I'll have to select the notebooks wherein I am going to distribute. So here I am going to select the notebooks which I am going to distribute. So the ones I use here is 9A, 9B and 9C, and I'm going to just click on next. Remember that to do this cross notebook distribution, you should have the same sections in all the notebooks. Otherwise, it will not work. So here I had created a section for revision worksheet. I'm going ahead and distributing it. So it is trying to distribute. It might take some time for it to distribute. The syncing might take a bit of time. We will also check it how it is going to appear for the student as well. So it is distributing in all the three notebooks which I had selected. Once the distribution is completed, you will be able to see in each of the classes. Now, for example, here 9A it says it is done. So let's just check out in 9A. Where did I distribute? And for each student, I had distributed under the revision worksheet sections. And if you see here, worksheet 4 is being reflected. So this is how it would look like. Now we will see a test student. I had added a test student here in 9B. So this test user, I'll just find this test user. Yeah, the test user is here. Even the test user has got it. So all the classes get it when you do it under cross notebook distribution. For a particular class, you have to use the option of distribute page. Similarly, you can distribute an entire section to the student. Now we will open the students window of this test user student. We will try to open that window of the test user. Okay, so here is the test user and we will see if he has got this particular page. We have to see what are the we had to go to the notebook which is 9B here. So here this is the notebook which we had to look at, not the trial one, because I have distributed pages in the 9B class notebook, I'm sorry. So we will go and see if the test user has received that. Okay, it is under revision worksheet. So we will just check yes. So I had assigned this worksheet to the test user worksheet 4 and he has received the worksheet now. Now at his end, if the test user is going to do some marking, he is going to use the draw tool. Either he can use the draw and he is going to tick the correct options. Whatever he wants, he can, just tick the options, circle it, or even go ahead and, just like, sorry, and then maybe he can do the same. Whatever the teacher could do the erasing, or he can even go and go about and use the highlighter, choose any color, highlight it, highlight a particular option, whatever the instruction is given, or you can even add a text. All that which is there for the teacher, the student also has it. So here the student has marked his answers. Now I'm closing this, I'm minimizing this, and I am going to see the same test users window here. How it is appearing for the teacher now. So now I can see that, this is my window, the teacher's window, and I can see that the student has marked. Whatever he has marked is reflected here. The test user student had marked is reflected here. Now I can go and do my corrections on it, and I can go ahead and comment on it. And let's see if these comments and corrections are visible. So I'm minimizing my screen, and what you see here is the student window. It is a student version on the Microsoft Teams. So see, whatever I had done is visible here. So this is how you can go about and do your corrections, and it's reflected for the student. There is another way of reviewing the work of all the students at one go. How can you do that? Is if I have assigned this particular page now to all the students. Okay, now let me just go back and open my OneNote. Now I am going to go ahead and review this particular page of each and every student like I would do it in my regular classroom. I'm just going to check their notebooks, not necessarily grading, but I'm just going to see how much they have done and how they have done. So I'll click on class notebook, review student work, click on review student work. Again, here you can go ahead and do cross notebook review, but I will concentrate on this class for now. Review student work. When I do, it will ask me which section or which page I'm going to review now. So revision worksheet, and then on that particular revision worksheet, I have to review worksheet 4, this particular worksheet. So I'm going to review this particular worksheet now. Now, if I click on this is the first student and I can see his worksheet, he or she, because has not yet responded. But we know that this particular person has responded. Test users, you can see this. Like that, I can go ahead and click on any of these students and check their work. How much have they done? So this is how we can review the student's notebook. And right now, if I say that, now I don't want the student to edit further. He has marked all his answers. Maybe if you consider this as a test, what you can do is you can go ahead and lock. Once you click on page locking, the student will not be able to edit it further. So what I can do is, for page locking, I can select all and lock it, or select for a particular student. Here I am going to select all and apply it. Now what happens at the student's end is, student is not going to make any changes. It becomes read only for the student. Students cannot further do anything on that particular page. So this is a very important feature of locking a particular page. Example, for a test, you don't want your students to go ahead and later change anything on the test. In that case, you can use this feature. Once the test is done, you can lock the page. Later, the student will not be able to make any editing. Now, this one more point what I wanted to tell was, like now when we were correcting, it was immediately reflecting on the student's window. Now, if I don't want that, I don't want anything to be reflected on the student's window live. For example, if I'm correcting a test paper, I don't want the student to view it live while I'm correcting. In that case, what you have to do is go to settings, go to options, turn off the sync. When you turn off the sync, nothing would be visible. Whatever corrections you are doing will not be visible at the student's end. And only when you turn it back on, it will be visible. So sync on and off is a good option to explore in that case. Now we will see how students can turn in their assignments by sharing their OneNote pages. First, we would see how a student would regularly submit an assignment. So this is the student's window. He's been given an assignment to scan the pages of whatever he has written and upload it. So add work, he or she clicks on add work, and then I'm going to upload from the device right now. Whatever document I have got, I have written maybe this document, something what I've written, and I've scanned it. My written notes, I've scanned it as a student, and I'm going to turn in to the teacher. So now I'm just going to turn in, and that's how my regular assignment was turned in. Now I'm minimizing this window and opening up the teacher's window, my space here, the teacher's Teams window. Now here I see that this particular child, we had given a regular assignment, this one, the regular assignment, and he has turned in. I click on it and I see this, whatever he has done, and then, but I cannot do any editing on it. I only have the option of entering feedback here. Whatever feedback I have, I will have to enter it here and give it back to the child, but I cannot do any kind of annotations. So it becomes very difficult as a teacher. For me, I am not able to give annotations on the notebook directly, on the pages directly. So for that, we will see how this can be done through OneNote. In that case, I will not have to download any PDF. I don't have to download any document or upload any documents. So let's see how we can do it. Now, this particular child let's open the Teams window. Now let's see the other assignment. Now he's been asked to post an assignment on OneNote. So first he or she has to open his OneNote page. So we will first open the OneNote page. Here was the OneNote which we had given. In 9B Mathematics, he has a OneNote or any OneNote, even personal OneNote works here. So we will stick to our class notebook. So now this is the name of the child, and maybe in homework he is going to send it across. So homework, he creates a page and he says this OneNote assignment, what I have given the student. And how he would do is the same PDF which I uploaded as a regular assignment, now I'm going to share it with OneNote. It is the very same assignment. So again, you have to click inside and click on Insert, File, and go to Insert File Printout. Choose File, the same file I'm choosing, click on Open, hit on the Insert. Make sure you choose the option of Insert File Printout, otherwise it will insert like a normal attachment which has to be downloaded to be viewed. So Insert File Printout. Now the same PDF is being pasted here. Okay. Now, how can you go about and share this as a student? As a student now, I want my teacher to view this page into the assignment section. Now, where I have created this page, I would just right click. Okay, all these options are there, delete a page, add a new page, all that are there. But what I'm looking at is copy link to this page. Okay, so I click on that. My link is copied to the clipboard. I'm repeating it. Right click on the page, copy link to this page. So it is done. Now let me go back to my assignments page. Now I'm going back to my assignments, and what I see here is I have that new assignment, trial assignment on OneNote. Okay, I click on that. It says share through OneNote. So that is what I have done. I'm going to add my work. Now, previously I had uploaded it from the device. Now this time I will choose the option of link. The link option, because I have a link. So now it says the web address. Just paste it. Control V. Paste it there and then click on attach. And as usual, turn in your assignment. So the student has now turned in the assignment by sharing his OneNote page. Now let me minimize the student's window and open the teacher's window. Now when the teacher goes back and checks the OneNote trial assignment, this particular child has turned in, and this is the link she finds. You click on the link, it opens up on the web version. It opens up on the web version automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then finally you can do your corrections. So now you are taken to that particular page of the child. So now you can go ahead and do your corrections immediately. Okay, and whatever comments you would like to make, all that can be done here. Once you do that, you don't have to save anything, nothing, just close it across. It's done. And if you would like to grade, you can go ahead and grade and click on return. Okay. Now back to the students window. What do I see here is, now let's see. Okay, let me find the assignment. Yeah, it is telling me that the assignment is returned. I'm not very familiar with the students window, that's why I had to search a bit. Yeah, the trial assignment one. Let's see how different it looks from the previous one. Now when the student sees this and opens his page, he can see the corrections. Right? He can see the corrections. Now on a regular assignment, he will be only able to see the remarks, whatever feedback we had given. So let me just go back here in this one. When we returned a regular assignment, we were not able to annotate on it. So nothing had happened on the worksheet. The worksheet remained the same. Nothing had been written on it. And only the feedback was given to the child, which is available here. But in the other case, when you return it through the OneNote, what happens is the teacher's markings, the teacher's corrections and feedback, it's all reflected on the particular page you have shared. That is the best option for correcting your regular assignments. The same thing, you can actually, the teachers can use the locking as well as the page sharing and assignments all combined for the purpose of exams. This can be used. I hope this video was helpful in understanding creating class notebook and how to use it for exams or for any regular assignments and review students' work. Thank you so much for watching Math Molecules.